Manager making machines. You've heard it said a little bit earlier that what do you do in Lifewave? You build managers. It's pretty simple.
It is. I know we saw that earlier when Alexandria went over this, but we want to make sure who here in the room, who is not yet a manager? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's like 3/4 of the room. So you know what, you guys, this is for you. This is for you guys, because we want to make sure that you leave this room today, you're ready to charge out there and do this right here. So I just encourage you to take a picture of this, because this is the first level of doing anything in this business. I started this way. Bryan started this way. Dr. Stacy, Trey, Grace, George, everyone in the front row. This is how everyone gets started. This is the very first step. So if you can't get this, this is huge. This is is it not, Bryan? This is the very most important thing.
I remember it like yesterday, because it's that for me is if I keep remembering. All I have to do is keep doing what I did that first couple weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Once, Stacy and I, once she told me that this was an actual business that we could do, she told me about that. Well, we quickly learned from Marcy, our upline. So each one of you has an upline somewhere. So reach up, until you find someone that understands how this works. So we reached out and we were told, you know what, this is how you get started. You want to have 2 people on your left leg, 2 people on your right leg that have purchased at least the silver pack. That's $2.99 US. That's how you get started, is having 4 people join you. And right away when I got started, I joined. That would be me in the green circle. That's you. So you put your name in the green circle. Your left leg is over here, where the left leg is the red arrow. So that's the red arrow here. The very first person I signed up on my left side was Dr. Stacy. The next person I signed up on the other side was a lady named Charity. That she was on the other side. The next person I enrolled was a lady named Judy. The next person I enrolled was Grace. So that right there, all those 4 people got me started in the business. And then what mattered to me, like what did they purchase? What kit did they come in with? Well, Dr. Stacy started with a platinum pack. She started with that in just a couple of days. She just bought patches. I did too. I started with a gold pack. Because we didn't know at the time this was a business. We knew we just wanted this technology. We wanted this wearable light technology on our body as quick as we could get it, right? So we were so excited about it. So Stacy purchases that, and then we learned, oh my goodness, she can upgrade to the diamond pack. We weren't even offered. She would have purchased the diamond pack, but remember that someone else shared that earlier. We weren't offered anything else. The lady who enrolled us just said, here's what I think you need. We didn't see an order form. We just were told, here's what we think you need, and here's what we bought. So I bought what she told me. So I started out as a gold pack. So that was $4.99. So I got several different patches that I needed for myself and my son to get started. Dr. Stacy, then within a few days, she upgraded to a diamond pack. So that meant $500 in that circle. I write her name in that circle. I wrote Stacy in that circle. And then as you're in your back office, you'll start seeing, as you enroll people, the commission that you'll get paid off of the PIB. That's the personal introduction bonus. That's the PIB. That's the right now thank you gift that you're going to receive when Lifewave says, thank you, April. Thank you, whoever's enrolling you, that person. That's your job, to train them, to teach them, to send them tools. That's why they're paying you that money, so that you then continue on helping that person learn more about this amazing business and the technology. So Stacy's first. Then Charity came in over here and she purchased a gold pack. That was another $100. So that's $500 for the first person on the left, $100 for the next person on the right. Grace came in with a silver pack. That was $50. And my mom came in with a silver pack. So that's $500, $600, $700 that I made in my first week. Okay, you guys? So that's how it works. Is the PIB is tied to the people that you put into these circles. And you don't want to stop there. Bryan, how did your first, when you went manager, and it's the best feeling in the world too when you promote to manager, like, oh my gosh, I just achieved the first level. Because Stacy and I, we've been in another business. You guys, this compensation plan, it's the easiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like
Yes.
I've never, other company, 5 legs, it's confusing, it makes absolutely no sense. But anyone can take a picture of this. Many times I'm sitting in a restaurant, I'm at a coffee shop, we just turn over anything and write this, draw this on a sheet of paper. You don't have to have this actual chart. A circle at the top, 2 lines to the left, a circle with your people, and 2 lines to the right with 2 circles. That is a manager. Bryan, how did your manager chart look when you first got started?
So I also want to say, I remember, because it was said earlier that the way that you're approached and onboarded is part of the training, right? So that first day, one of the things I loved is, it was either you or Marcy, I don't remember, but you had this printed out. And I needed that printed out because I could write the names in it. It's, how many of you have people on your team that are technologically challenged? Okay? And trying to figure that out on our back office in the very beginning, right? It's pretty simple to have this printed out, write the names in, and I like how you said yesterday that you have the other names written down also of other people. So I used something else that was talked about a lot today called FOMO, fear of missing out. And so that's one of the advantages of not just talking to only 4 people. Let's say you talk to 8 or 10 that week instead, and who you can communicate in the way that you're comfortable with communicating to them. That, you know, I've talked to 8 or 9, 10 people, and already 1 or 2, there's only a couple of spots left. And could you imagine how valuable those would be in her business if you were one of these 4 people?
Oh my goodness.
So I enrolled I think I made $1,550 week 1. And
wow.
It was a diamond. I signed up my ex-wife because she found out, and she wanted to make sure she was on board with this too. I enrolled a lady that had diabetic sores all over her skin, and she came on board with a diamond pack. And then I enrolled my old mentor from years and years before, and he never did anything, but he's got that top spot, one day could. And then another person that came on board, I think with a platinum, and that Bryan, another Bryan, he's a top earner in another company, but he's over at my house all the time picking up product. I'm like, dude, we're passing your company up, man. It's time to go. So that's how I started with those 4 people. I used a little bit of fear of missing out, and I just said, you know, I'm only going to ever have 2 frontline spots ever, and then the other 2 underneath them. And so, do you want it or not? Pretty much.
Isn't that great? So you started out wonderful. And then with those packs, whatever they came in with, you know, you can upgrade. So it doesn't matter if someone starts with a silver. Know that if maybe whatever financial situation they're in right now, they start out with a silver that's $299, then they pay the difference and upgrade to gold. You just go into the back office and you tap on upgrade kits and upgrade to the next level up. And you can only go up to diamond, and then they go away because you've used them all up. Okay, so the next thing you would do is silver. If you started out there, you would go to gold, and that's $200 in order to do that one. And you're going to get some more sleeves. You'll pay the difference in the price, and you get the difference in the sleeves. And the same goes. You can skip one. You can go from silver to diamond. You can go from gold to whichever way you want to do it. But it lets you know, depending on what the funds are of the person you're enrolling, what they're doing, their choices, right? So that's one of the best things to do. And each of these, what happens is, we try to get someone to upgrade after their first month. They start at silver. The next month, they get a free sleeve when they go up to a gold pack. So you say, hey, you know what? There's a free sleeve on you. Would you like to do an upgrade this month? It's only $200. So then they pick out the patches they want. It's $200, and then they can upgrade from there. But then in months beyond that, what these circles mean, see these points where it says 55? This is about staying active. So we wanted to show you the different sleeves, what that means. The 55 means that those are our support sleeves. That's all of these. That would be Eon, Carnosine, Ice Wave, Glutathione, the Energy Enhancer, the Ice Wave, the Silent Nights, the SP6. All of those are our support sleeves. Alavita included, but these, so they're worth 55 points. So see, that's the minimum to keep one of your people active. So you've got to do that. So that's why Bryan and we know that it's more important to not just stop here. This is the minimum, y'all. This is so easy to do. This is the least you have to just do this and you'll be manager, okay? Make sure you have upgraded yourself to a gold kit, and that will make you a manager. And so the month beyond, after 30 days, in order to stay active, your person that you've just enrolled, you need to help them, teach them, train them, be calling them, texting them so they understand if you didn't start out their account right away with an auto ship, you need to have that, put that in the cart, log back in, because if the person intends to work the business, their points will flush. Okay, so that's the importance. If they're just buying patches here and there every few months, that's okay. But if someone expresses to you that they want to work this business, you don't want that to happen. Because Grace, had a couple million points before she ever decided, because we kept an auto ship running for a couple of years until she decided, Mom, I think, like you just heard her story, she finally said, Mom, I think I want to do this. And so what happened, that was so amazing. She already had a built leg on one side because she ran an auto ship for 2 years solid, and all those points that were coming up, all those 55, 77s, a silver pack, 165 points, gold pack, 265, and thus beyond that, all those points, it stops at her little door and dumps into her little point bank account, and it adds up every month. And that's how you keep all those points. That's the best thing about Lifewave too, our comp plan. Other companies don't have that. Every month in the other company, probably Bryan was with and I was, those points are gone every month. Every month you start all over again. Lifewaves, they bank. Isn't that just like amazing? When I learned that, I was,
keeps carrying over nonstop.
Yes. When I learned that, I was like, me and Stacy were like, wait a minute, this can't even be for real. So when you understand the compensation plan, how amazing it is, how lucrative it is, how they pay you for being loyal, to be loyal and also to work with your people. So these are worth 77 points. So that's why you want to, someone on your team that's using just X39 or 49 or they're buying maybe the performance bundle. This is great points too, but at the least a support sleeve or 1X39. This is 77 points. That also keeps someone active. This is the most common one people want to be on because look, this is the one that's taking the company to a whole nother level, right? This is amazing right here. So just 1X39 can help you there.
So to do 110 points, you can do that with just, so for example, an X39 plus one of the other supportive sleeves, and that's it.
Right, for yourself, for you to be able to, once you go manager, once you're helping one of these other people, if they decide they want to work the business too, 55 keeps them active, 77, whatever they want to order. But for you to be able to manager and above, all I even have to order every month as a senior presidential director in this company, the top level of the company, is 110 points. It could be, you can mix it up any way, but it could just be these two right here, X39 and Eon. That keeps us active. Isn't that great? So,
my favorite dynamic duo. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So does anybody, any question? Do we cover everything on the manager chart? I think we've got that covered. But you've got a picture of it. You know how to get started. This is the main thing, you guys. If you can get this down. And wait, like Bryan was saying a minute ago, I go into people's back office, okay? So I call them, reach way down into your teams. And if someone has ever enrolled a couple people, a lot of times they don't know that this is all they have to do. And I go in their back office and I write down person enrolled team. And I go look at everyone on their left side and I get one of these sheets and I write down everyone they've ever enrolled on their left. I write their names right beyond those circles. And I write down everyone that's on their right beyond those circles. And I call them and we talk about them. I'll say, what about this Susan? Oh, well, she brought a bronze pack. I said, well, did you ever follow up with her? Well, no, I didn't follow up with her. I said, well, if maybe she wants the patches. You didn't put her in, when you signed her up, you didn't put her in for an auto ship. And a lot of times the fortune is in the follow-up. And it's just a matter of we're not following up with people, so you've got to do that, okay? So make sure that and then we go to the next person. I say, oh, well, there's Kelly. Oh, she's active. She orders every month. Yeah, she's a school teacher. She loves the patches, and we go through each and every one. And then as I'm going through this, I'm writing the names in those circles for them to see. I'm like, well, there's Kelly, there's Susan, there's your mom. We're writing them all down so they can see. And I write beside it, too, what they came in with. So write their name, and right beyond I write silver, gold, diamond. I'm writing whatever they started the business with so we can look back at that and see. And then sometimes it's a matter of something so simple. I'm like, do you realize that all you have to do is upgrade your mom right now from a bronze pack up to a silver, and it would cost $174? And then you'll be a manager like that very second that order processes. And they're like, oh my goodness, I had no idea. So that's why Lifewave, though, it continues to pay us. Once you're beyond the personal introduction bonus, the PIB, Then you open up those other levels of the compensation plan, like Alexandria was talking about today. You open up, that's why they keep rewarding you, and they keep rewarding you over and over and over and over again, because you're teaching and training people this in all the aspects of that, of the upgrades, the keeping them active.
Another big benefit of reaching manager is if you are on board with any of the packs, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. Once you reach manager, you'll notice in the binary cycling, you 15x your weekly future income potential by rank advancing to manager. Yeah, you can earn up to $1,500 US per week, up to at manager in the binary cycling, compared to $100 a week by not reaching manager. So that in itself is another just great reason.
It is. So that's just very important. Do this and see how fast, if you're new, see how fast you can go manager. And it's just, you're going to tell 4 people. And you've already got the list that Alexander told you about yesterday. You've got your list of 10 or more. You really should make way more than that. That's just the start. The first people that come to your mind, those are the people on your hot list. Those are the people you're going to call right away. They trust you, love you, like you. Call them. Say, hey, I found out about this new technology, just like Dr. Stacy did. She's like, girl, here's my credit card, just order me some. Like, the people that are like that to you, for you, they know you, and when they're bringing something to them like this, they're ready to buy it. They know that you've done your research. And ask them too, if you haven't learned about it, say, learn this with me, because I found out about it just the same day I told her, so I just knew a teeny bit before I sent those videos to her. So just know that, say, let's do this together. So now this is what's next. So those people that you got signed up there, the next level is director. So this is just you taking those people that you've already had, and you're going to add one more personally enrolled person to each side, one to your left and one to your right, and lock arms with 2 people like I did. Dr. Stacy knew she wanted to do this after she saw David Smith. She was like, we couldn't even sleep at night. We were so excited. And then on the other side, Charity, she knew she wanted to do this as a business. She was a practitioner, and she was like, I have so many people that need this. Oh my goodness, we've got to share this with everyone. So they quickly became my 2 managers. So see, they were one of my circles on my manager chart, but then they went out and did the exact same thing that I did. So then that would be Dr. Stacy, Charity. They also enrolled this is their 4 person enrolled people. See these circles here? This is their people. This doesn't have anything to do with you right here. This is their people. And then you have had to enroll the first 3 circles down on the left and the right. Those are yours, that you have personally enrolled on your Lifewave website. People get confused about that, so know that that's yours. And then the managers belong to, that was Stacy's, and those were Charity's people. So that is like a wonderful place. Directors can make a lot of money just like managers. Managers can do so well in this company. You can cycle 30 times a week as a manager, $1,500 a week. That does not count the PIB. That's not included.
I've heard there's some pretty high income earning managers in Lifewave.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So really you can do so, the company is so generous. And then senior director, same thing again here. You still got the first 3 people that you personally enrolled. They could be them or could be someone else. It doesn't have to be, but you have to have 3 active left, 3 active right. And then that's what happened in my situation. Dr. Stacy quickly became director. Charity quickly became director as well. And then, I was enrolling a couple more people left and a couple more right, but those are the ones, and you just pick those names. They're in your back office. They're active at that moment, at that time to make this happen. Because this is just working a puzzle. This is just a numbers game. Mm-hmm. You just want names in circles that are active, and 2 people need to be wanting to do this just as bad as you do, okay? So that's how that works. Is that good? Anything
you get your 2 runners and go. And literally all you've done is you became a manager, and then you created 1 manager on your left, 1 manager on your right to become a director. And this last step in building structure is you just duplicate that again, a director left and a director right. And that sets you up also very well potentially in the future for the 3rd level of matching bonus. So
yes,
yeah.
It's amazing. So it's the easiest thing I've ever seen. Literally when Stacy and I got these charts in our hands, we were like, you have got to be kidding me. We just really couldn't believe that this is that easy. You just do this, names in the circles, and help 2 people. And you can go to the top of the company with just 2 people that love this and lock arms with them as much as you do. And so here is the different levels of the company. Manager.
I'm curious, how many managers are in the room? Stand up.
Yep.
Right on. Congratulations.
About 20 of you guys. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. 20 people are our managers. How about our directors in the room?
Who's the directors? Wow.
Well, about 10 of you guys are directors. What about senior directors? Congratulations. And what about executive directors? Oh my goodness.
This executive director, this is that next rank after those visuals we just previously showed you. And the only difference between senior director and executive director is just total volume in your team. Pretty simple.
They did that by 50,000 in volume. So that's after you do the structure,
In a month.
you keep that going, and then executive director. What about presidential directors? Grace. Congratulations. 2 ladies in the room. Grace, and what's your name back here? Susan. Congratulations. And what about senior presidential directors? So Stacy and Trey and George.
Who in here, I'm just curious, has a goal, and with this event, maybe it made a little bit of a difference for you. Who now sees yourself as being a future senior presidential director? Stand up. Okay.
Well, you know what? It's just, what do you think was the key? One, there's so many keys, but one is consistency. It's not giving up. Like all the things that were discussed in the past 2.5 days. Don't take no's or you're just collecting no's because that's just mean you're going to get more yeses. It's okay to get a no. That no just means they're not ready yet. So it's just the only reason we're at the top. We didn't take no for an answer. We just kept moving on and know that the goal is so much bigger.
Only 2 reasons why they ever go off your list. And I know a couple of you heard this before. Why would somebody ever go off of your list?
Die.
Or
They die.
they joined.
They joined.
It's like you said earlier, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years later, you're contacting them
Right.
again. Yeah.
Right, that's what I just keep doing. I keep thinking about something that appeals to them that I'll see, a video, something. Maybe some people like, I know there's a sale coming up, like Black Friday, there's always some kind of great specials. That might be that type person, a great video, something Dr. Stacy might have just done that was wonderful, where she's interviewed a chiropractor. I'm thinking about what's going to appeal to that person that's going to be the very thing that's going to maybe go, oh my goodness, that's interesting. And so you want them to take a second look because maybe the first time, maybe you threw up on them, maybe you told them too much, maybe they weren't
I've done
ready
that
to.
so many times. Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that. Maybe we told them, too much, or they weren't ready. But a lot of times now they're calling us back. I know, us, Stacy, myself, and you too, Grace. We've been reaching out to people for several years now, and now they're calling us back and saying, those patches you told me about a couple of years ago. Well, my mom has this, or my husband's got that, or my son fell down. Like all these different stories, so they remember that you're the patch person. They're not going to forget that. So guess what's coming up in October? How many of you already have tickets and will be joining us at convention? Woo! So good many in the room. That is wonderful. Well, so some of you may be new, and the good news is we are having an online version, so you can watch that. You can purchase a ticket there to watch it at home, and we just encourage you to, if you can't be there live in person, to gather some people together and purchase that ticket so you can watch it from your home and pick someone that's got like a big living room, big TV, so you can all sit around together, maybe do a watch party, have a cover dish, bring things over and just spend the day, because it'll be all day Friday and all day Saturday.
This event can be from your home the next event that explodes your teams. Imagine doing like what she just said, having a real watch party and make it fun. And that's how we did our first event, I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people did that. You can host it and just have fun, and then it's going to be, because you're all together and you're watching it, and because there's going to be some amazing things that are going to be announced at convention, so you want to be part of it. So build excitement around that, because I know many of you are traveling from all over the world and you can't, because first of all, it's sold out, but make sure that you watch it online and join us there. We'd love to have you guys be part of it with us.
Biggest common denominator I've noticed in network marketing of the people that rise on to the top eventually is that they just never miss their company's international convention, period.
That's when I went to SPD. We came out of convention on that. I've been to SPD 3 years, because it took 5 months. But when I got to the very first convention, I was excited. I was presidential, really strong. Stacy and I, we were building so hard. We were loving Lifewave. We were having so much fun. And 2 weeks later, I had no idea, my volume increased $75,000 in 2 weeks at SPD. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy because of the excitement that was building around that. So anything can happen when you set your goal and work hard and you're working with your team. That's the thing, is locking arms with them, looking at their charts, going out. What else would you think, Bryan, too? And working this business like it's a business every day. If you work it like a hobby and that's what you want, that's okay, but it's going to pay you like a hobby. So if you want to work this like a business, work it like a business. Income producing hours every single day that you set aside to work your business. That's what I did. I know that's what all of us do. We have intention, because this is a business to me. I love it. This is my life, because Lifewave, this is my family. I absolutely love every minute I get to spend doing
Anybody
this.
in here busy? Do you have any busy people? Okay. How many of you have a full-time career and you're raising a family also? Full-time job? Okay. You're busy. And you sometimes hear from us about putting in massive action and lots of work and all of that. But guess what? This business is built specifically for people like you, people like me, because that's where I was. And it's not about necessarily doing, talking to 1 million people in a day. It's like what you said just in the beginning. It's about being consistent, even if it's 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day. I've seen so many people accomplish in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, you're doing 300 calls in a day sometimes. You're cranking them out. And you can literally make massive action happen in a short pocket of your window, more than what some people are doing full time. It's productive action, and you can do it in a short period of time.
Right. That, and also be working on your mind, your mindset, your personal growth. Always be reading a book. I know Stacy and I are always sharing different books. Trey's a big reader now. His mom instilled that in him, and it's made a difference in his life at just 19 years old. Leaders are readers. Isn't that right? So I know there's always a book I'm reading. My favorite of all times is The Strangest Secret. There's nothing that beats that to me. I read it. I listen to it on YouTube. Absolutely love The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Favorite top book of all times. But I want to end and close with this, unless we've got something else, Bryan. This is one of the first things I saw when I found the patch that day. Someone gave me those, someone shared it with me. She knew nothing about the company at all, still doesn't work the business, had no idea that she could be doing completely amazing right now if she would have worked this business, but she didn't choose to. But that's okay, because we did, and we started our business, and that's when I saw David Smith's passion, and I read this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this man, he's just, he's a visionary. He just is everything that you want to have in a leader of a company,
sure.
Being privately held. There's just so many reasons that Lifewave is unique to anything else that's going to be out there. And this is what he said: if you wish to be successful, first start by praying for guidance and choosing a path which allows for service to others. Service to others. So if you're serving people every day, like, it's life-changing, because it just, first of all, it fills your heart, and also you're blessing people, and you're going to be blessed in turn. But it is when we surrender ourselves to serving the greater good that we are empowered to achieve things that seemed impossible or out of reach before.
I love that quote.
Love it. So thank you, guys.
And you deserve it. You definitely do. And your family deserves it. And their futures in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years from now deserve it. What you do now, everybody's going to watch. Your kids will watch. And you can set such a great example for them. Even if they're not building, they're watching, like Grace with your mom. And
Trey.
yeah, Trey with your mom. And they're going to be the future leadership of the company.
Yeah.
Along with all of you.
Thank you all.